Hey there, I'm Dave. To be upfront, this is the first time I've made a how-to video for YouTube, so I don't have any mounts or tripods or anything like that, so the production value is a little bit naff. I'm also not a mechanic and I've not done this job before, so I'm kind of figuring it out as I go along. I watched a couple of videos, so getting to the actual intercooler wasn't too bad, but I started winging it a bit when it got to actually removing the thing. Worse than that, once I removed it, which I did get on video, sort of, I didn't actually record anything after that, as I was trying to figure it out as I went along. So I'll try and do a bit at the end where I explain what I actually did to get the new one on. And into video.
Hello. So today I'm going to be installing my Wagner Intercooler on my trophy, and I figured I might as well video it. There's already a couple of videos out there, but you know, another perspective can't hurt things. So starting point is I've removed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts from the front bumper, and that's made it loose here. And next I'm going to go under the wheel wells. Okay, next I have the wheel off, and I'm going to remove the front section of the arch liner. To start with, there's 1, 2 7mm headed bolts, and also there's these round plastic clips that are dotted about. I do have a special tool for these, but you can probably find a way to bodge it. So here's my special tool. It came with a set of interior type tools. I didn't realise it'd be useful for this, but let me try and do it one-handed to show you. So now it's going to make it look like a pig. Right. Come on. There we go. So get it underneath, compress the handle and pop. Easy. And once all those clips are removed, it pretty much just falls out. He says it's just tucked over behind the screw here. So the videos I've seen from Performance Only and Just Been Hayden, under the arch there is just this here, which looks like a T20 or a T30, and it's just located just where the bumper meets the arch there. It was a T30, it was just a bit hard to get the screwdriver bit in because the end was corroded, but yeah. Same again on this side, 2 7mm bolts and 5 of these big headed plastic clips. And of course the T30 holding the bumper on, which is there. So next, what I can see under the front bumper of the car, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm guessing the 5th bolt on the end of there. So I'm going to take them out now. If you have daytime running lights like me, they can be disconnected here, just in the wheel well, and that'll stop it hanging off the wiring loom. The cabling actually goes here. I removed the DRL first and took this out of it because I thought this is what I would have to disconnect, but now if you trace the cables back, they come to these junction points here, which makes life a bit easier. So I'm about to attempt to pull the bumper off. I've got this sheet with some packaging foam out the Wagner underneath it, just to protect it in case it falls. I'm going to do this off camera because I'm not a YouTube wizard. I managed to pull these off with just a firm pull to the side. So basically, pull it this way. Start doing this one. In fact, let's see if I can do it while I'm recording. There you go. So yeah, just firm pull outwards. So I just lifted it from the top and the whole thing just basically fell down, so just watch out for that. One thing I was confused about is the driver's side DRL. I couldn't find a connector for it because the water bottle's in the way on this side. Turns out on the 275 it actually runs back to the same loom connector that I pulled out on the passenger side. So that makes it nice and easy. So I'm going to put this out the way somewhere and then we'll see what we can do. So next thing, we've got these plastic air ducts, I'm going to call them, on either side. In the Wagner manual it says you have to trim them, so we'll see what that's all about later. They're just held in by these clips at the top here. And as per usual, I'm useless at doing anything one-handed. But it looks like this all comes away, to be fair. Same way on this side, another clip. So on this side, as well as unclipping it, I've undone the 10mm on the second horn, just to more room to manoeuvre. It looks a bit awkward to take this out without damaging fins on the radiator, so I want to see if I can do this with it still in. Seems to be plenty of room there. Okay, this is the infamous bit that just being Hayden put me off. There was a clip there on the intercooler pipe. You basically got to pop it out, so first attempt, let's see if this works. Seemed to work. Is it loose? No. I'll come back to this because I think I need two hands here. I think maybe you've got to do the driver's side first and move the intercooler to the side before we can take it out. So let's see if I can get this one out. If I can get it on camera. It feels like it's out. It's no. I don't know. Anyway, I'll push this down and pull the intercooler to the side and I'll see if I can wrangle it out. Okay, a bit further to sort of hit it out, this retainer on the passenger side. You have to hit it sideways towards the driver's side, because this is the clip that holds it in here. Let's see if that helps. Alright, I got the intercooler out. Thanks to Performance Only on Instagram, he gave me a bit of a pep talk. So the driver's side was the most awkward with this plastic hard pipe. It's actually retained, so you can't take it all the way out. What I did is I sort of just lent the clip on the pipe, so it wasn't in at all. And that's the only bit you've just got to make sure isn't in contact with the pipe on the intercooler. This here, because this actually slots into place through this metal collar to retain the intercooler. The other side you can take the whole clip out if you want to, you don't have to. The only thing I found is I had to do quite a bit of shuffling around and pulling and all sorts of stuff like that before it actually dropped. I'm guessing it's just got this been in there for a long time, but it's out now, so I'm going to move on to try and fit the new one, I guess.
So as I mentioned at the start, I didn't actually record anything after removing the original intercooler. I just wanted to get on with the job, and I didn't think my footage up to then was that good, and I probably wouldn't use it. You've probably figured that out already, but thank you for sticking with me up to this point. Not much to say. The two air ducts and the top piece, I left them out as I didn't want to cut them, and my philosophy on modifying is sort of making it as reversible as possible. At the top of the crash bar, you've got a bit of wiring loom running across. You have to remove them from the sort of points that they clip in, because this is where you bolt the Wagner to secure it. After you've bolted the Wagner there, you can just sort of cable tie them into them points, the cables. As for actually putting the Wagner in, not too bad. Bit of manoeuvring, you got to sort of angle it in, make sure it meets up with the pipes at either side. The most awkward thing is probably getting onto the original plastic clips. at either side. If you watched the video, you saw I had to move it from sort of the passenger side to the driver's side to get it off those clips. It's got to be the opposite when you're refitting it, so you're sliding it from the driver's side to the passenger side back onto the car. Other than that, that's about it really. So hope this helps. Obviously, if you're still confused, which I don't blame you from my video, watch Performance Only's video, Just Being Hayden. Sort of the combination of the two will give you a good idea of what you're doing. Thanks for watching. Bye.